That shouldn't be happening, by the way.
I was like, hey, and I just gave her a big hug, and I think I scared her.
My nose is so big.
Yes, I was hoping that we could address this. It's not too late.
Justin, maybe you need to stop talking about my wife's weight.
What is your problem, Ryan?
My money is on Blake Lively being wrong.
Teaching Justin how to pull you in.
Where
I
have you
love
seen
that.
this?
I felt good in the moment, and for her to use this vulnerable moment against me.
You literally know nothing about women.
God.
Just kidding.
We have never before seen text and voice memos that were not in the lawsuit. They were leaked separately, and it shows the secrets of Blake and Justin's relationship, and it's gonna blow you away. All this and more, like footage from the movie set where Blake Lively clearly contradicts everything she's saying in her complaint, and it's gonna be all saved for when trial starts. Blake Lively could be becoming Amber Heard 2.0. It's actually insane how Blake Lively uses Taylor Swift and Ryan Reynolds to put the squeeze and threaten Justin Baldoni and Sony Pictures that if they didn't give this film to Blake, then they wouldn't have the support of hundreds of millions of followers of her friends or hers to promote the film. And wait till I show you new info on how things backfired on Blake Lively. Legal disclaimer, people, I'm just a guy reacting to stuff I find on the internet, text messages, voice memos, lawsuits. Everything is alleged, rumors, gossip, opinions of others, and nothing is proven to be fact or real. Everybody's innocent until proven guilty. Let's get in the video.
I tell you, man, this harassment thing is just not making any sense. After working for this film for almost 2 years together, collaborating, text messages, voice memos, getting along, joking, we never had an issue before the break. And then after the break, suddenly there's this weird thing going on with all these demands. I met them at their place, and Ryan blows up on me, and then Taylor's looking at me like I'm some criminal. And then even after all that, we still got along well. We talked to each other with respect and got along, spent hours together in the editing room when she wanted to come in and see what I was working on. No director would ever let an actor just come in and help them edit the film. And just because I said no, the one time I said no, when she wanted to edit the entire film with me, I said, listen, just come back after I got something together. I'll show you what I have and give me some notes on it. And just because I said no that one time in the entire 2 years, suddenly I'm blocked out of my own picture. Sony's giving it to her. Ryan and Taylor are going to promote it. And I'm just left to be in some dungeon in my own movie premiere that I worked on for 5 years. And even Colleen won't talk to me. I thought we were friends.
Now for context, Colleen is the writer of the book. He bought the rights in 2019. She suggested Justin play Ryle. On top of that, they were friends and she was involved in the scripting of the film. And they even promoted the movie together after this so-called harassment took place.
I'm nervous. I'm excited. I'm holding on to my rock here, Colleen. Right?
It's a nerve-wracking day.
It's been 5 years in the making.
Colleen Hoover dropped a post on Instagram after Blake's lawsuit dropped saying that she supported Blake, and that was after this interview you just saw. Only when Blake wasn't allowed to edit the movie did she say, Colleen will not promote the film if I don't get to edit my own version. But I finally found out the reason all this is happening and why she did this, why they're trying to shut Justin out, and I will share that with you a little bit later in the video. It's crazy.
Blake Lively could have chemistry with a rock. It could have been just a tree, and there would have been chemistry. And it'd be like, oh my God, the tree did so good with Blake.
That's a compliment, Blake. That is
She's that talented. So I take no credit for that.
Justin constantly complimented Blake Lively and praised her for her talent over and over again in interviews promoting the film. It's really impressive considering the circumstances now after the fact, where she blocked him out of his own movie, took it, edited it, promoted it, marketed it, and turned the writer against him, and he never complained. She never said one good thing about him in public, even though their text messages show that she would constantly praise his talent and effort, and she was very grateful that he was allowing her to make decisions about the film.
Directing myself, a lot of that had to do with, the brilliance of Blake Lively. I don't think people realize how involved she was in this movie. She was extremely involved, and she really made the film better. And especially when it came to intimacy and all of that, she had a very clear vision, and she was telling me what she thought would work and what she thought would be sexy.
She made it a big deal to say he was inappropriate on set with intimacy scenes, but realistically, she was in control of a lot of those scenes. And even when given a chance to praise any of his work, she shifted the conversation in a completely different direction. Blake's a master manipulator, and she knew exactly what she was doing.
Sometimes you were even the intimacy coordinator in some of those sexier scenes, like we saw you.
That shouldn't be happening, by the way. I just want to be clear clear that you should not be the intimacy coordinator. You should definitely hire intimacy coordinators, which we did have.
Which in Blake's lawsuit, she said Justin would improvise and kiss too much on her, but in reality, they only had 2 kissing scenes before they took a break, when she came back and asked for all those new demands, and she refused to meet with the intimacy coordinator before filming started, which Justin did.
Teaching Justin how to pull you in.
Where
I
have you
love
seen
that.
this?
That
I
clip.
actually just saw it too. It was on Instagram yesterday, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I think that, like, you know, romance is really important. You're supposed to, you know, tell a story. But yeah, we were really lucky I'm fortunate to be able to have had, you know, such a all-encompassing experience on this film, and Colleen too. I mean, she's such a great filmmaker. You know, she was really able to separate herself as the author and sit in that edit room and go like, okay, I know that I wrote this in the book, but like, what if?
So this could be a reason why Colleen turned her back on Justin and decided to side with Blake, because she was bringing her into the editing room to help her finish the cut after she took it away from Justin. But there's also another reason for this. We'll get into that later.
The script for It Ends With Us is done. And it is so good.
It's so good.
So if Colleen thought that the script Justin had put together was so good, why is Blake Lively making changes to the lines on a daily basis while they were filming? Later, I'll show you how Blake and Ryan Reynolds have been trolling Justin Baldoni for a while now. Also, everything disproves her claims of sexual harassment during the entire production, and we can prove that with what I'm about to show you. So let's start from the beginning.
I flew to New York and had like a 3-hour meeting with Blake. Right afterwards, I just said, "You are Lily. I'd be so honored if you would consider it." I remember when she finally said yes, we had a call with Sony, and everybody was like screaming. And that was the energy around her saying yes. And we were just so grateful.
After this, Justin went on to cast young Lily, but the person who made the final decision on whether or not she would play the part was Taylor Swift, after she convinced Blake Lively that that girl was worth getting the part.
And today I hear that Taylor may have had some influence in getting...
Yes, she did. Yeah, I know. I don't even know if I'm meant to be saying it, but I'm saying it. Yeah, she was a helpful part of the process of the audition.
No mention of Justin at all, even though he's the one who was casting her and he liked her performance and brought it to Blake and Taylor to begin with.
She told me Taylor Swift helped her get the role, like signed off on her audition.
I had brought in, I was casting, and I had actually brought in and showed her casting tape to Blake and Taylor, and they were both like, "Yes, her." And that's a true story. But she just blew me away. She just blew me away.
Not only did Justin appreciate her talent and praise her for being a good actress, but she also praised him back through text messages, but never in public, and at the premiere, she took Blake's side. Funny enough, she shot no scenes with Blake and was never on set when Blake was there. She only worked with Justin. But once Blake gets her claws in you, she'll get you to do whatever she wants. Despite not spending any time on set, she's offering Isabella different outfits, bringing her to premieres. She was at Deadpool and Wolverine with Ryan, and she knows everybody involved. So she's definitely in the circle now.
Well, I mean, this is all pretty much Blake's, like, styling. She's been my stylist. And then these are her shoes. Blake's shoes. So, literally all Blake. Yep. I feel so lucky. She is an angel. She is a guiding light. She's a force. She is everything you'd want as a mentor and as somebody to look up to. It's a dream.
And lastly, just what do you think of Deadpool? Obviously, that's the last time I saw you.
Oh my God, it was so good. Ryan and Hugh and Sean Levy, they are geniuses. I mean, they're mad scientists.
Lastly, It Starts With Us. A lot of talks about that. Would you be down?
Oh, are you kidding me? Yeah. Get me on it. I'm doing it. Let's go. Yeah.
Now it makes sense why she would cut off all communication or mention of Justin Baldoni. But with Blake and Colleen in power, the chances of starring in a part 2 sequel to this movie are pretty high. More on that later.
I heard that Ryan Reynolds wrote a scene for the film. Is that true?
And yeah, Ryan, Blake, and there's so many collective heads going in to try to make something so beautiful.
Do you remember which scene?
He wrote on a few scenes, I believe, and suggested a lot of things that made the movie better. I mean, the guy's a creative genius.
This is where the initial problem started on set, where Blake Lively, and with Ryan's help, wanted to rewrite multiple lines on the film on a daily basis, something that 99% of casted actors are not allowed to do. She knew how to manipulate Justin in this scenario because she would talk so well of him and how great he was a director compared to other directors she worked with who would always hold her down, put her talent down, and not let her contribute to the film. So by making Justin feel sorry for her that nobody gave her a chance, he let her rewrite a rooftop scene that she wanted to focus on, and she made it very clear that both Ryan and and Taylor loved what she wrote, and they were so excited to see Justin's reaction to what was written. It went so far that Blake invited Justin to her penthouse, where Ryan and Taylor Swift were praising how great of a scene it was, and that Justin had to keep it in the film. Justin texted her afterwards that she had a great talent. Regardless of Ryan and Taylor promoting her, he liked what she did on the scene, and he'll try to use some of it. Then Blake texted him some craziness about how she's Khaleesi from Game of Thrones and Ryan and Taylor are each the dragons on her side, making it clear that she has powerful friends in both the music and the movie industry that are on her side. But one scene wasn't enough for Blake. She asked Justin to send her the whole script, and she was making changes daily. Justin was being as nice and accommodating as possible to Blake, letting her revise the script on a daily basis without arguing with her, but then she took it to the next level and started arguing about every scene and how it's being directed. The second issue that happened again before filming started was Justin supposedly fat-shaming Blake Lively.
Blake, I don't want you to stress about this 1 second, okay? Everybody knows you just had a baby, and we didn't bring you onto this project not knowing what your position was. We brought you on here because of your mind, your talent, your interest and passion for the film, and whatever you are comfortable with is what we're going to put on screen, and I guarantee it's going to be amazing. You don't have to worry about anything. You will be shown in an amazing light, and it's the last thing on my mind when it comes to producing this film. People are going to fall in love with you as Lily, and that's it. There's nothing to worry about, and I know you're bringing your A game every single day, so I want you to put that in the back of your mind and know that it's in the back of my mind, because we are focused on moving forward on this project, and you are going to kill it 1000%.
Blake gave her trainer to Justin, and Justin used his meal plan and exercise plan to get ready for the film. Justin had back problems his whole life, so he asked the trainer how much he thinks Blake weighs, because there's a scene where he's supposed to lift her up. And this trainer went and told Blake he asked about the weight, and Blake told Ryan. They then invited Justin to their penthouse, where Ryan blew up on him, accusing him of body shaming his wife, and Blake threatened to quit the project unless Justin did things her way. But if he did get rid of her, then she would go on the internet and tell everyone that he fat shamed her. So it was a lose-lose situation for Justin at this point. But this was all part of her plan. She manipulated Ryan into standing up for her against Justin over something that never even happened. But Justin apologized, and they continued on with the film.
You know, Justin, I would like to apologize for our little conversation earlier. You're a nice guy. You know, you're just such a nice guy. You're pro women, you're pro nice, just so nice. Just want to say sorry.
So this was all before filming started, and Blake continued to praise Justin, and they went on and started filming the movie. Remember, Blake said Justin sexually harassed her during the filming, but only during the first month, because after the break they came back and filmed without any issues, according to her. Her text would say otherwise, because she kept in contact with Justin and constantly wanted to see daily footage of what they filmed. Seems like they're on pretty good terms for being sexually harassed. Other leaders on the film disagree with Justin and did not want to give Blake access to any of the footage because it's not common practice, but Justin wanted to make her happy, so he went ahead and gave her some footage.
Hey Justin, not trying to bug you, but that playlist you sent me was good, so I was just checking in again about possibly seeing the dailies, because oh my god, Ryan and Taylor loved the clips you sent me, so I was hoping to see if I could just get in there really quick and see a few of the other shots and see if I could give you some of my thoughts on them. Just let me know if there's time.
This is where the problem started, because when Justin told her no to full access to the daily footage, Blake once again complained to Ryan and her lawyers and came back with a full list of things that Justin had to sign off on if he wanted her to return and finish the film, basically holding up production, holding up hundreds of people's jobs, and possibly Justin's career hostage. Even Sony, who was distributing the film, did not understand why she was requesting this stuff. Let's go over this leaked raw footage movie clip from the film, where this disproves everything Blake was saying in her lawsuit about Justin being a creep and harassing her. She went full Amber Heard, saying that he was inappropriate, he was kissing her neck, sniffing her, telling her she smelled good, but it was actually taken out of context. She had no idea that the audio was being recorded on this scene, because that's what she said in her lawsuit. They were actually in character during this entire clip, but Blake suggested that they speak to each other on camera because it looks more romantic in slow motion. They're actually joking with each other back and forth the whole time, so their characters look like they're actually laughing on camera.
Talking.
We have no issue talking most of the time.
Yeah, you're like, what is this?
Let me know. We're never gonna find out.
And they win!
Oh my gosh, we don't stop.
And Emily and I have we have these moments where
Staring. You just stare.
Literally we've done it for 5 minutes. it's like, I think you would find it terrifying. We just literally look at each other and time.
I'm a sociopath.
And time stops.
Yeah.
But that's just how it's been for us from the beginning.
No, we're like, oh my god, there's not enough time.
Oh.
And they score again.
Yeah. No. It's like, oh my god, I forgot to tell you something else.
No, I think that's cute. You guys are really cute.
I think it's more than cute. I feel so nosy.
I know. And my nose is so big.
I was hoping that we could address this. It's not too late. Just gotta shut down. We gotta call an insurance month and just deal with that.
Yeah.
And
God.
just kidding.
No, it's true. That's why we hired Jenny Slate too. Our noses match.
Justin is clearly in character trying to be romantic with Lily in this scene. So I don't see how you could see it any other way.
I'm getting beard on you today.
I'm probably getting spray tan on you.
It smells good.
Well, it's not that. It's my body makeup.
He's caressing Blake in character, touches her chin and lip in slow motion, in character for the romantic shots. There's over 200 people on set, and when he yells cut, it's over.
And they win! They won!
All right, cut. I think we got plenty.
Yes.
Slow motion. It's going to be a 17-minute reel.
The scene originally had no talking, just Justin's character being romantic towards Blake's character, but she wanted to add talking to make it look like it was more romantic. He said, sure, we'll take notes and we'll do both. They did both, they talked, and they also kept quiet. And as you could see when they were speaking as themselves, he's calling Ryan and Blake's relationship cute. He's talking about how romantic he is with his wife. Where is the personal harassment at?
Like I said, Blake was involved in all aspects of this production, and she is also a marketing genius.
Blake somehow convinced Ryan Reynolds to believe Justin is a bad guy and that he was harassing her. It's insane. So because of this, they both decided to secretly troll him in public. On Blake's thank yous at the end of the film It Ends With Us, she specifically thanks Gordon Reynolds, who, guess what, is also credited for playing Nice Pool in Ryan's Deadpool and Wolverine. Now, I think Ryan was tricked into doing this because he's never worked with Justin and doesn't know anything about him. So why would he base a character on somebody he doesn't know? Unless Blake is the one that was feeding him a bunch of bullshit to talk shit about Justin so that Ryan could use and create a character with the information she gave him.
But in here, everybody calls me Nice Pool. Oh my goodness, wait till you see Lady Pool. She is gorgeous. She just had a baby too, and can't even tell. I don't think you're supposed to say that. That's okay. I identify as a feminist.
Everybody knows Blake plays Lady Pool in this film, so Nice Pool is directly referring to her having a baby, which she just had a baby when they started filming It Ends With Us. Not to mention Justin is super pro women and all for men getting in touch with their emotional side.
He is just this sort of more bucked up version, more beautiful version of Deadpool.
Where's your mask? You guys are seeing this, right?
And he's got these long flowing locks and he's sort of a Zen character.
So sorry about that. This place is beautiful. Told you there were a lot of Deadpools over there.
Boy, do I love playing Nice Pool. He's just so manufactured and so nice that, by the time his head is just blown clean off of his body, you're breathing a slight sigh of relief. I have low bone density and I have to keep my face safe.
This bone density joke goes to dig at Justin because he had his lower back problems, which is where this whole body shaming thing came into play at the beginning of the filming.
Yeah, but merc to merc, they're crazy. They will chop you up into 1,000 pieces and hide you all over the void. I'd be fighting alongside them, but my calling is to one day host a podcast that monetizes the women's movement.
Now, Justin does have a podcast where he does talk about supporting women, and not to mention, he is normally just an extremely nice person, and this is where the whole package comes together. Now, Blake Lively's character, Lady Pool, kills this Justin knockoff Nice Pool in the Deadpool and Wolverine movie, and he happens to get killed in front of a flower shop, which we know is directly connected to It Ends With Us, Lily's character. Now in July, Blake posted on Instagram directly promoting It Ends With Us and mentions Justin in a trolling way. Your feelings post baby, or about nice men who use feminism as a tool, seems like it's a direct dig at what Justin's doing on his podcast as well. Not to mention, Justin is always talking about women who have been through what's going on in the It Ends With Us movie and how he wants to support them, and he's really serious about it. He actually wanted to donate a certain amount to a domestic violence charity to help women in need, but he's getting trolled for
Her and Ryan together are something else.
I was a huge Britney Spears fan in high school.
Blake stunned at the event in a multicolored Versace dress that Britney Spears fans found very familiar. That's because it's the same one the pop princess wore to a Versace runway show in 2002. Blake also notes the dress's history and says of Britney on her Instagram stories, "Today's mood, the ultimate queen who made us all want to sparkle and write and share our stories."
Now, Blake wore this dress specifically to troll Justin Baldoni because he posted an interview where he had an interaction with Britney Spears and it did not go so well.
Huge Britney Spears fan in high school. And it was so funny too because I know she was a fan of the show, and we were shooting, and then a few of us that weren't in scenes with her came to watch one of her scenes because I had tweeted her and she had tweeted me back, and I'd gone up to her, and so in my mind we're friends. We weren't. And I went up and I was like, "Hey," and I just gave her a big hug, and I think I scared her because she was like, "Hi." And then I just kind of had this awkward moment of like, did I just harass Britney Spears? And I looked back and my co-stars are laughing. Like Yael, who plays Petra, is just on the floor laughing.
Justin jokes about harassing Britney then, Blake is suing him for harassing her now, so it all ties together. Now, Brendan, who plays Atlas in the film, actually posted on Instagram supporting Blake's lawsuit, where he says specifically, "Oh my God, go read this lawsuit." Basically saying he defended her and supported her. So the question remains, why would Blake turn her back? Why would Colleen turn her back? Why would the entire cast turn their backs on Justin, who brought them in and directed them for this film, and it was a success? And the simple answer is this: the sequel.
We do have It Starts With Us, so I'm hoping to see you back in the double duty role.
I think there are better people for that one.
Justin.
I think Blake Lively's ready to direct. That's what I think. So, yeah.
Justin said he doesn't know if he'd be game to direct the next one, but perhaps Blake would. Is that something that you would entertain?
Oh, absolutely. Oh, absolutely. She's so capable of that. She is a powerhouse. She could do literally anything.
So just like Blake told Justin earlier, it's good to have her on her side because she has Brian and Taylor as well, and anybody who she likes, they like. So it's no secret the entire cast and the writer would only take Blake's side and not want to be pictured with Justin if she told them, "Hey, opportunities are coming up, you gotta pick the winning side." Unbeknownst to Blake though, Justin already has the rights to the sequel, It Starts With Us. Unfortunately, the only way she could direct is if he decides to produce it and give her the opportunity. Unless...
I have this hunch that it's possible that Baldoni's agreement with Hoover for the rights of the book or with Sony could have had a morality clause. The reason why it might have had a morality clause is, for example, if I'm Colleen Hoover and I own this book about DV and I partner with you, if you ever get accused of DV, I don't want you to own my book. I want it to go back to me. I would have asked my attorney, can you put in a morality clause in there that says that if it gets triggered, if you cause damage reputationally to the movie, or if you do something morally wrong, I think that's how Roseanne Barr got fired, was a morality clause. And so if there was something like that with Baldoni and Sony or Baldoni and Hoover, could that trigger the rights back to Hoover or Sony, and then Baldoni doesn't get them?
Well, a morality clause often you need some kind of ruling in a legal setting.
So if Justin were to be found guilty on sexual harassment, then the morality clause could kick in, if it were to exist, to the rights going back to Colleen, who loves Blake, and everybody in the cast is with Blake, so now she can make the sequel to this movie, which makes sense for Colleen because she would get a lot more money now that the first one was a success, were she to sell the rights to the second one. Now in September, before any lawsuits were filed and any harassment was spoken of, Ryan Reynolds actually tried to buy Justin Baldoni out, according to Yahoo, for the rights to It Starts With Us, the sequel, supposedly offering Justin millions because the movie was a success. So he knows there's a chance that Blake might not come back for the next one, since she was completely difficult to work with and took over the entire movie from Justin. Justin said no, and can you blame him? The way that Ryan allegedly treated him when they invited over to the penthouse, they took the wrong approach with Justin, and it ended up backfiring. So it would make sense that she would file this complaint, because this is the only way to get him out and get her back into the driver's seat.
You know, man, I went in there to talk to her about, you know, Sony's concern and the backlash with the wardrobe, and about to mention fans upset about the casting and all that. And I went in there to discuss that with her. You know, in that moment, I wasn't crying, man. I did get a little bit emotional. And the reason is being that she comforted me in that moment of dealing with Sony's frustration. That's a lot of pressure on me to make this film great. And she complimented me about being a good actor and a good director, and that we're going to make a great project. And in that moment, I felt that this woman respected me, this actor, this peer respected me, and I felt good about what we were making. And, you know, I look up to her as an actress, so I felt like we were on the same page, and I felt good in the moment. And for her to use this vulnerable moment against me, it's just disgusting, man.
Remember, everything in this video is alleged, rumors, gossip, opinions of others. Nothing is verified to be actual or fact or authentic. So everyone's innocent until proven guilty. I'll see you guys on another video. Leave me a comment what you think. I'll see you tomorrow.